Jana tumeona ile inaitwa EPRA, wale wanatoa bei ya mafuta Kenya. They came up yesterday and decided that they are only going to lower only one category of product by only 1 shilling. I want to remind my brothers and sisters who are in the policy now, hii Kenya shilingi hata peremende hainunui. Na kwa hivyo it is important we know that bei ya mafuta carries the entire economy. Last month they hiked the fuel prices by 9 shillings. Ikikuja ni kuongeza, tunaongeza na shilingi 8 ama 9. Ikikuja ni drop, we drop by 1 shilling. And I am saying this because I know bei ya mafuta Kenya is the highest in the region. In the region, there is no neighboring country ambayo inauza mafuta Kenya. Ambayo inauza mafuta bei ghali kuliko Kenya. Whether it is Tanzania, Uganda, hata mafuta ya Uganda ile inapitia Kenya, poti ya Kenya. Watu wa Uganda wanunua mafuta bei ya chini kuliko Kenya. Shida ya bei ya mafuta Kenya ni maneno ya kodi and levies, and especially the levy of 7 shillings that was introduced last year. So tunauliza kwa unyenyekevu sana, wacha tuache kukibiza economy yetu na vitu za juu, kwa sababu when the prices increase, you are giving investors alternatives to look for other countries. Na sasa hii ina happen kuwa na bei ya juu ya mafuta. It is happening around the same time ambayo serikali inasema ati hizi barabara zote kubwa, barabara ya kwenda Nakuru, barabara ya kwenda Mombasa, kama hii ya Thika Road, ati wataweka toll stations. Roads is a public good, and public goods are supplied by government for free. So I want to ask those who are doing these mechanisms like PPP and tolling of roads. We cannot afford to have an economy where the prices of fuel are the highest in the region, and then we want to toll the roads. That will make Kenya a very uncompetitive economy, and it will lower the ease of doing business when it comes to Kenya. Hii barabara ya Nakuru kutoka Nairobi, serikali inaweza pata hiyo kodi, inaweza pata hiyo pesa inayohitajika without doing the expensive PPP. Watu wa Nakuru ambao wanaenda mpaka Eldoret, wengine wanaenda the western part of Kenya including Nyanza, wanafaa wajengewe barabara from Pararironi all the way to be dualed without making them pay to use that road in the name of toll. Because you cannot install a toll on a corridor road like the one coming from Mombasa going to Malamba. Any section of that road must not be tolled, because when you do that, you are increasing the cost of doing business and you are moving investments out of our economy. Tuko hapa mambo ya elimu, because GTI is a college, and there are things we must constantly do as leaders kuimprove elimu ya Wakenya. Na kwa sababu hapa tuko college, naonanga hata kwa budget ya nchi huwa tunapea support private universities where there are students sponsored by government. Maybe it is a high time the ministry concerned of higher education na pia department ya TVET, it is the high time they also start giving sponsorship to private students in private universities. Because the labor force, when you graduate from GTI, which is private, you become part of the labor force of the Republic of Kenya. When you graduate from GTI or any other private university or private institution, being a college or a TTI, you now transition to become part of the labor force of Kenya. And therefore, the sponsorship that we continue to give even the public colleges, even the private colleges, what they do is to refine the labor force of Kenya, and therefore they deserve the same kind of support. The second thing, in the last few weeks, tumeona mtu mmoja wa serikali anasema kuna free basic education. Mwingine anatokea anasema, oh, we can't afford. And ultimately they said, we want to support. Tunauliza ministry husika ya elimu and the National Treasury. Free basic education is not a privilege. Free basic education is a right for all school-going children in Kenya. And if it is true, as you say, that you support free basic education, shule zimebakia wiki mbili wafugue. Tafadhali, in all the institutions from primary school, to JS, to the senior secondary, tunaomba na tunauliza, and we are also demanding that the arrears ile haijalipwa ya capitation itumwe kwa mashule zetu so that they can continue offering quality education to the learners in Kenya. Wanafunzi wakifungua third term wasiende tena kugoja pesa, ni pesa iende igoje wanafunzi. Na tena, by the time the schools had done the budget, especially the senior secondary, of 22,000 capitation per year, it is not a figure that came from the air. It was based on empirical calculations in terms of the functions that the schools do. Na kwa hivyo, 22,000, Kenyan should never be having a discussion about whether to reduce 22,000 to whichever figure. We should be talking about increasing the figure to cover up for the inflationary pressures that has come in the many years back. Na ya mwisho,